Hello, everyone. Welcome to Uncivil Law. I am feeling incredibly, I don't even know what the right vernacular is right now. Disgusted, sad, angry, enraged, apoplectic, distraught, mystified. I feel completely at shock here because the Texas House has released a preliminary report regarding the Robb Elementary School massacre in Uvalde, Texas, and have said that 376 police officers were on scene. I had no idea it was this many. I don't think really any of us did. We saw the videos, we saw photos, and dozens, maybe, but 376 police officers were present. 376 police officers were present for up to 80 minutes as one guy unopposed shot and killed 19 elementary school children and 2 teachers for 80 minutes. I feel I don't even know how I feel. I think I feel so many competing things at once, it's hard to even know where to begin. 376 people, as has been pointed out by some of the articles discussing this, is more people than were at the Alamo. Remember the Alamo for Texas? 376 is more people than were at the Alamo. And these people were, of course, through modern technology, more well-armed, more well-defended, more well-trained. And unlike the Alamo, where they were fighting, an army, these 376 people were facing one guy. And it is amazing. And in the videos that have been released, they have noted that the children's screams have been removed from the videos, which the children were screaming for help, and the officers surely could hear. Some of the officers said that they didn't know that there were any children inside the rooms. If they had known there were children inside the rooms, they would have gone in. I can think of a really easy way to determine whether or not there are any children in the rooms. It would be called opening the door and looking. If you didn't know whether or not there were children in there, it seems to me that there was a pretty easy way to find out. Like, looking would have cleared that right up. But as we saw in the videos, they weren't looking. They were just standing in the halls doing absolutely nothing. $376 officers were standing by doing nothing. I very much doubt that the entire building has 376 rooms. I mean, it's a school and all, so it's going to have a lot of rooms. But I very much doubt it has 376 rooms. In fact, I doubt it has half that. There was enough officers for one for every room, if not two, if not more. You literally could have had every single officer just go to a door and look. You had so many. Some of these officers have tried to hide behind the idea that no one ordered them to go in, or even that they were ordered not to go in. If they were able to stand in those halls and not go into those doors, they're all completely, absolutely chicken shit cowards. I don't know what's possible for these people. In terms of holding them accountable. But if we can hold that 911 operator in Pennsylvania responsible for not sending a ambulance for involuntary manslaughter, then, my first impulse is like, let's charge all of them with involuntary manslaughter and let a jury sort it out. That sounds like fun. How about we charge 376 people with involuntary manslaughter? And that would be 21 counts each, incidentally. So that's 376 people at 21 counts each of involuntary manslaughter. So let's do that. So what is that, like 7,000 counts? Plus whatever else I can dream up. Dereliction of duty. Violation of oath of office. And anything else I can dream up of. Yeah, 96 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Plus whatever else I can dream up in terms of dereliction of duty, violation of oaths of office. I'm very serious. I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious about charging these officers. I am 100% serious. They stood by in active knowledge while fully equipped, fully ready to go, with all the training, all the equipment, with actual knowledge from the screams they heard and from the 911 calls that they were receiving. I'm absolutely 100% serious of finding something I can charge them with. I don't know if it's possible or not legally, but I'd be willing to try. Who would charge them? The prosecutor would, or the attorney general would. There's no statute of limitations for murder. Maybe I'll go to Uvalde and I'll run for office for prosecutor. I'll do it. There's no statute of limitations for murder. Maybe when I pass the Texas bar, I'll run for prosecutor of Uvalde, and then I'll charge him personally. I'll find something. I'll figure it out. If there's a way for me to do it, legally, I'll try. And if they want to argue I was just following orders, they're welcome to try. I was just following orders. I was just following procedure by not going in. I was ordered not to go in. Our procedures were not to go in until we were ordered. I was just following procedures. I was just following orders. If they want to try that, they're more than welcome to try their case before a jury. If that's their argument. And the jury is more than welcome to consider it. And I don't know whether or not it's possible to charge them or not, but if it's possible, if it's legally possible, I'll give it a try. So, I wish lawsuits are out of the question. Civil liability is out of the question. Because, as we know, the police have no duty under the civil law. Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, or Winnebago versus DeShawnee, or Warren versus DC, or any other cases. Like, there's no affirmative duty by the police that attaches to any individual person. But that's civil law. This is criminal law. Qualified immunity is out the window because qualified immunity is a civil law concept, not criminal law. So none of these people can claim qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is gone because that's a civil law concept, not a criminal law concept. So I don't have to prove deprivation of civil rights. I don't have to prove deprivation of a constitutional right because I don't have to deal with qualified immunity problems. All I really have to prove is that they had a duty and process and procedures and knowledge, and I can try. I think someone should try. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's not legally tenable, but someone should try. And I think that, for me at least, this enhances the argument, not diminishes the argument, that school teachers should have the option to be armed. Because there's zero chance the DOJ can charge them under 1983. Also, that's not a criminal charge. And I don't think there's no deprivation of constitutional rights. You can't charge them under 18 U.S.C. 253 or 254 like you could for Chauvin, because there's no deprivation of civil rights. There's no deprivation of federal right. So I have to find it in a duty the state law imposes. But as I was saying, I think it enhances the argument school teachers should be armed, because I think the school teachers collectively have more courage than these officers did. I think that if you ask me as a betting man, do I think if the teachers had been armed, it would have turned out differently? Well, I think the teachers would have actually given a damn, whereas the cops didn't. I think the teachers might have actually cared, as opposed to the officers. And so, like, I think it enhances the argument that teachers should be armed. I also think it enhances the arguments against gun control. Because one of the classic arguments for gun control, at least in the modern era, like one of the arguments for gun control is like, no one needs an AR. No one needs a gun because there's always 911. Why do you need a gun in our modern society? Who needs a gun when you have 911? This argument has been made by many a gun control persons. Like, no one needs a gun because we have the police. No one needs a gun because the police will protect you. And it's like, well, apparently not. Even if they're incredibly well armed, even if they're incredibly well equipped, even if there are a lot of them, even if like they have the training, even if, it's like, apparently not. So like, we all know from the law, we all know that the police have no duty to protect us, and it appears that even with training and equipment and numbers and all the rest of the thing, they don't have the ability to protect us or the willingness to protect us. They not only don't have the duty, they don't have the will. So like, I think the arguments against gun control are weaker than they've ever been. So that's what I think. Some of these articles are just amazing. CNN has a whole bunch of articles from people. Jensina Perez's 9-year-old daughter was killed. It makes me sick to my stomach. The policeman having the guy in his sights. They could have taken the daughter down. Could have taken the guy down. CNN has an interview with a child who survived the massacre. That sounds like that's fun. In the wishing made it so category, putting aside the fact that, it violates ex post facto and like 18 other different constitutional provisions, but what I'd like to do to these officers who failed is more than the law allows for. I think every single one of these officers should resign in disgrace and then go throw themselves into the sea. And that would be good. I'm with you, G. I'm just trying to process this on some kind of level that makes sense. I'm just trying to understand how 376 officers with equipment, with riot shields, with body armor, with rifles, with training, with tactics, receiving 911 calls from the kids, begging for help, hearing the screams. I'm trying to comprehend how this turned out the way it did. I'm trying to comprehend how 376 officers don't have a single set of balls between them. And I don't care if they were following orders. I was following orders. I don't really care. I'm beyond caring. And if I did care, fine. Let's call the guy who's giving the orders. Let's prosecute him. Well, I'll prosecute them all. I don't care. Let them argue to a jury I was following orders. Let them argue that. Let's see how it works out. They were arresting the parents trying to get into the building rather than themselves try to go into the doors. If wishing made it so, I would start with stripping these people naked and walking them down the stream with the bell of shame, shame, shame as a start. And we'll go from there. Maybe we can castrate all of them because they obviously don't need their balls. So it won't even be a punishment because they won't be missing anything. All right. I have to take the stream down. I don't know. Maybe we'll make a different stream about it later. I didn't know. I just had to figure out something because I don't even know where to begin with the rage and expression. It's I don't even know. I'll take some time to process it and try to interpret it in some sort of way. I did see there was one significant donation. Let's see if I can pull that up. No. $49.99 from Leslie. As a survivor of school shooting myself, I absolutely think teachers at this point sadly should be armed too. You're spot on this video. Thank you, Leslie. $5 from Ann. Dan, I was following orders fell in Nuremberg. That was why I made the point I was making. Those are the only donations I have on screen right now. And I'm on mobile, so I don't have really any ability to pull up any donos beyond that. I appreciate all the financial support. But I don't really have any ability to pull up any other donations because they're not on screen right now. But thanks for everyone who's donating. I'm going to take some time and process this. You had a lot more donos. Well, be that as it may, again, I'm on mobile. As I just said, I'm on mobile. I can only see the donations that are still on the top of the screen. I can't see any other donations. There's no way for me to pull up any other donations. So I might have received other donations, and I appreciate the donations, but there's no way for me to respond to them because I can't see them anymore. So, okay, I mean, it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna sign off for now. We'll be on more with later. I don't know. I don't know. We'll try to find some way to discuss this in some sort of rational way. I don't know what that would be or what that will look like, but all right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.